Proses. Oh, kameranya kayaknya harus dimatiin dulu nih Mas yang
Testing, testing.
Mehdi, who is an air traffic controller from Iran, has an acceptable level of English, but he doesn't feel confident enough in speaking in real-life situations and wants to practice. In another part of the world, Olivia, who's also an air traffic controller and speaks excellent English, wants to meet pilots and controllers from around the world. The Speak English programme provides an opportunity for them to meet, network and achieve this. The Speak English programme was created during the pandemic when travelling to meet people wasn't possible. It's an online programme that helps connect air traffic controllers and pilots around the world so they can share their mutual interests and concerns and network in a friendly, non-judgmental environment, and through that improve their confidence in their English speaking ability, socialise and develop friendships. So, no matter where you're from, if you're a member of an Iatca or Ifalpa association, click on the link and join the SAP for free. Join our big family and get involved now. Mehdi, who is an air traffic controller from Iran, has an acceptable level of English, but he doesn't feel confident enough in speaking in real-life situations and wants to practice. In another part of the world, Olivia, who's also an air traffic controller and speaks excellent English, wants to meet pilots and controllers from around the world. The Speak English programme provides an opportunity for them to meet, network and achieve this. The Speak English programme was created during the pandemic when travelling to meet people wasn't possible. It's an online programme that helps connect air traffic controllers and pilots around the world so they can share their mutual interests and concerns and network in a friendly, non-judgmental environment, and through that improve their confidence in their English speaking ability, socialise and develop friendships. So, no matter where you're from, if you're a member of an Iatca or Ifalpa association, click on the link and join the SAP for free. Join our big family and get involved now. Mehdi, who is an air traffic controller from Iran, has an acceptable level of English, but he doesn't feel confident enough in speaking in real-life situations and wants to practice. In another part of the world, Olivia, who's also an air traffic controller and speaks excellent English, wants to meet pilots and controllers from around the world. The Speak English programme provides an opportunity for them to meet, network and achieve this. The Speak English programme was created during the pandemic when travelling to meet people wasn't possible. It's an online programme that helps connect air traffic controllers and pilots around the world so they can share their mutual interests and concerns and network in a friendly, non-judgmental environment, and through that improve their confidence in their English speaking ability, socialise and develop friendships. So, no matter where you're from, if you're a member of an Iatca or Ifalpa association, click on the link and join the SAP for free. Join our big family and get involved now. Mehdi, who is an air traffic controller from Iran, has an acceptable level of English, but he doesn't feel confident enough in speaking in real-life situations and wants to practice. In another part of the world, Olivia, who's also an air traffic controller and speaks excellent English, wants to meet pilots and controllers from around the world. The Speak English programme provides an opportunity for them to meet, network and achieve this. The Speak English programme was created during the pandemic when travelling to meet people wasn't possible. It's an online programme that helps connect air traffic controllers and pilots around the world so they can share their mutual interests and concerns and network in a friendly, non-judgmental environment, and through that improve their confidence in their English speaking ability, socialise and develop friendships. So, no matter where you're from, if you're a member of an Iatca or Ifalpa association, click on the link and join the SAP for free. Join our big family and get involved now. Mehdi, who is an air
All right, is everybody here now? DPC Palangkaraya.
Ya, good morning, Mbak Anis.
Morning, sir. From DPC Makassar, if you can hear me, please give me some response. DPC Makassar, can you hear me? I'm sorry, sir. I'm afraid that it is your voice is a bit echoing right now. Could you please fix the audio? I'm still echoing, sir. Yeah.
Okay, how is it now?
Okay, now it's better, much better.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, we have all the adjudicators and participants gathered already. So please allow me to start.
Okay, sorry, Miss Anis, am I audible? Am I still audible?
Yeah, very clear, sir.
Okay, yeah, we are clear too. Thank you.
Thank you. So please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hanis Maulia from DPC Kupang. Now I'm acting as the moderator for today's debate competition. And ladies and gentlemen, all the debaters, esteemed adjudicators, and also our wonderful YouTube live audience, welcome back again to the fourth session of elimination round of the Iatca English debate competition. Now we aim to engage in meaningful discussion in a supportive environment while honing our analytical thinking skills. And for today's session, we have DPC Makassar versus DPC Palangkaraya. And the winners of today's match will advance to the next round and face off against yesterday's winners. So before we move on to the next round, I would like to introduce our beloved adjudicators who will be bringing their expertise to our today's competition. Firstly, I would like to introduce Mrs. Lily Robianti. Welcome back again, Miss. And Ms. Robianti currently serves as an ATC supervisor at Airnav Indonesia Surabaya branch, where she oversees air traffic control operation. And in addition to her supervisory role, she has been an ILP rater since 2018, bringing a wealth of experience and a keen eye for linguistic proficiency. Mrs. Robianti also holds a bachelor's degree in accounting from Muhammadiyah University Sidoarjo, reflecting her diverse academic background and her dedication to continuous learning. Her journey through various professional landscape is a testament to her versatility and commitment to excellence. And also we're having Miss Umi back again. She earned her bachelor's degree in communication science from Open University. For nearly 10 years, she has been an active member of Iatca and Iatca, and she has taken on numerous important roles. Ms. Umi also represented the Communication Commission as a speaker at the Iatca annual conference in Singapore. She also has served as an adjudicator for the previous Iatca English debate competition, and her insightful feedback and thorough understanding of argumentation are a great value to our competition. I would like also to introduce the teams competing today. Representing DPC Makassar is Tim Makassar, and also representing DPC Palangkaraya is Tim Palangkaraya. But before we commence, allow me to remind everyone of the rules, so it can avoid for anyone to break the rules. First of all, the participants are prohibited from making personal attacks against other participants. Participants are prohibited from using offensive language or making derogatory remarks about ethnicity, religion, race, LGBT, and pornography. Members of the debate team can give signals to the speaker presenting their argument as long as this doesn't interfere with the progress of the debate. Speakers also prohibited from communicating verbally with other speakers who are presenting arguments. Participants are prohibited from using gadgets, and you only allowed to take notes on the paper and adhere to the timing and duration of the debate as per the terms and conditions. And if there are any audio or problems during the debate, please raise your hand immediately or just fill out the chat column in the Zoom meeting. And also, I would also remind about the timer. The timer begins when the speaker starts their speech, and then the speech duration for the substantive speech is 70 minutes and 20 seconds. Reply speeches 4 minutes for all rounds, and time signal will be given in this manner. At the start of the second minute, the opposing party can mark point of information, or as we know as POI, and it will be indicated by the green screen. And then at the end of the 6th minute, the screen will be turned yellow. It means that the point of information time ends. You cannot give or receive any POI. And then at the end of the 7th minute, the speaker should conclude their speech. And also you will see the red screen. Screens will be displayed via the timekeeper Zoom account. So it should be better if you pay attention to the timer screen. And following this, we will determine which team will be on the government side of the house and which team will be on the opposition side of the house by spinning the wheel. And could you please, the host, assist me in spinning the wheel by now? Okay, you may spin the wheel now. Okay. So for today's debate under the motion of this House believe that social media platform should be held accountable for the spread of the fake news, the government side of the House will be given to Palangkaraya team, and then the opposition side of the House will be given to the Makassar team. And I would like to remind before we start before we start the match, for those of you who watch this online through YouTube Live, you can give your best comment, your best comment and your best supports for your colleagues or friends through the comment section. And we as the committee will pick the best or the top comments to get you a door prize from us. So without further ado, let's begin the next round of our debate competition. And best of luck to all the debaters. The first speaker of the government side of the House, the time is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Miss Hanis, for the chance and opportunity. Good morning. My name is Jentayu Dimastiadi, representing DPC Iatca Palangkaraya. In these terms, representing the government house on today's debate opinion. Based on our conscience, this house believe that social media should hold accountable for the spread of the fake news circulating over them. Before we dive into the deeper understanding, I would like to explain what is basically social media. Social media is the platform used to share, used to able the user to connect, to interact between users and creators. Hence, the main content circulating of social media is information. Information consists of news, opinion, and in worst case is fake news. Based and Based on that terms, we believe that social media should hold accountable to the spreading of the fake news circulating over them. Why? Because in these terms, social media is the service provider. They give service for us, the user, to make us able to communicate, to make us able to share, to make us able to even talk face to face to each other. And based on that conscience, social media should have the rules to enforce to their user regarding the information they share, regarding the content they create, and opinion they speak about on the platform. For the, for example, mm, the what should I say? The feature already held by social media, such as blocking and banning. The feature that already had on social media still not enough in our opinion, because there's still much fraud, there's still much fake news that could lead to worse thing, such as criminalities, exemplaries like fraud, financial fraud, even kidnapping, even terrorism recruitment, such as Jamaah Islamiyah, such as bom Bali, such as bom Surabaya. The bomber, the bomber culprit is recruited from fake news circulating over the social media. Based on this example and based on that, okay, PI go.
Okay, thank you
PI.
for the time. Yeah, you
Okay.
said okay, the first speaker said that the reason why the social media platform should be the one that responsible for the spread of the fake news, but you have
Yes.
to mention the reason why the fake news spreading in social media. Then you should describe because of this reason, the social media should be responsible for preventing or stop the spreading of the fake news. Could you please describe it?
In this, by stopping, I mean is censoring, sir. Censoring the information that not based on fact, that not accurate, that not educate enough to consider as news, such as to some degree that misleading opinion. In recent recent occurrence, such as berita pemilu, the electoral news. Some said that for calon number 2 is winning, calon number 3 is winning. In our opinion, social media could prevent, could filter the information before they get posted online. So we still believe that social media as service provider had the ability to filter and censor the information circulating over them, to prevent to some degree criminalities, to some and any unlawful act that could done by the spread of social media fake news. Yeah, any point of interest?
You can continue your speech, sir, because the
Okay.
POI is already
Okay.
done.
Okay, so we believe that social media should help accountable due to their roles, not as public spaces, but as service provider. They should provide us, the user, the accuracy, the truth, the real news that circulating over their platform. I think that's enough from our point of view, and thank you.
Thank you so much for the first speaker of the government side of the House. Now we move on to the first speaker of the opposition side of the House. Time is yours.
Testing.
Very clear, sir.
Right, thank you. I'm going to start my speech. 3, 2, 1. Well, ladies and gentlemen, they give us a lot of example of whether it is a fake news or not. Like they give us an example like any fake news that they mention, whatever A, B, C, D, and etc. But they didn't even give us a clear why is actually we're debating for today. Why is actually the the platform of the social media companies is actually responsible for the fake news is spreading around us. They didn't even tell us about what is the reason is actually, ladies and gentlemen. Before I'm going further ado to my speech, I would like to thank you for the government team that they mentioned of the definition of the fake news. What is that? For us, it is clear that fake news is something that is misinformation that is spread around us, but the lack of the government team that they don't even mention what is actually the differentiate between social media. They only mention that social media is something that is online, but they don't differentiate between what is social media and the digital media. What we are going to challenge is the social media definition. Social media definition in our challenge is something that is of course online, but example like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram or TikTok, but but we excluding the things like digital newspaper, digital media like newspaper, whether it's conventional or digital newspaper, because it's different because the social media relies on user generated content while the newspaper rely on professional journalists. So that's the challenge of the definition. And then here I am as the first speaker. Will give you a stance. In this side of the house as a opposition team, we are going to give you two kinds of framing. The first one is our stand is clear. Our only stance that we are going to prove you, ladies and gentlemen, that why it is not true. Why it is not true that the one who is responsible to the spread of the fake news is the company of the social media itself. Then we would agree that any kinds of entities might responsible for what happens. But what we compete here is whether both of the house could provide who actually the one who responsible for the spread of fake news with the right reasoning and how that is possible. And the second one is our stance is there are more subjects can be blamed. Not only the social media company, there are a lot of things that could be mentioned as the one who is responsible for it. But as a government team, they still yet discuss about them as the first speaker just now, ladies and gentlemen. Before I'm going further into my point, I would like to rebut some point that they mentioned before. The first, they mentioning that there are some features from the social media companies like blocking and banning and such things that I mentioned, and then and then they mentioned that it's not enough for the social media companies whether they have like some feature like that. It means that they're not even mentioning the why. They're explaining the things that is actually outside of the why is it they're responsible. Go ahead, POI.
So thank you for the chance. Speaker number one from Makassar, Mas Haryono. I would like to ask about I would like to challenge. You say that we should differentiate which is the digital media and social media. It's clearly different. Digital media is based based on news. They such as newspaper, such as journalism.
Right, thank you.
They provide different service to us as user,
Right,
different
I do
from social
understand.
media.
So that's why we challenged previously. You don't even mention the differentiate between the social media and the digital
Okay.
media. So that's why
Okay.
in here in our debate, we would like to make this debate clear that social media that we mentioned here is as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and
Correct.
TikTok outside of the digital media, like the newspaper, even it's
Yes.
conventional or even digital newspaper. Okay, back to my second rebuttal is about they also say that it's the service provider is according to their companies itself is the accuracy, the tools that they have is still lack of tools and some kind of things like that. They just mentioning that there is no use of social companies to make sure that the spread of fake news is still spreading. They don't even mention the why still as element. So I think they fail about the first side. And then I'm going to give you my first opinion only based on what is actually we're debating from the individual. Well, it's not even possible that only social media platform companies is the one who are responsible for that. It's also the individual responsibility. We know that user responsibility is like the context of fake news. They do act like a distributor. User often like sharing things, like things, and then commenting in every single platform like social media. So like every interaction with a piece of content can like easily reached by the users. So it means that they act like a distributor. There is something that these individuals do in order to spread the fake news. So it's not only the company itself, the one who is responsible for that. The example is Indonesia users like spend around 3 hours and 40 minutes, like the average 81% use it every day. It means that it is also the responsibility of the individuals to responsible to what happens. The fake news is spread around around us right now. The way how we actually could is mitigate that one is by we know that the sharing things could we will make sure that individuals could even make their credibility low, like for example around their family or their friends. If they share a fake news, it means that it will be bad for them. And then the last is about the its digital literacy. Indonesia is actually in 2021 stays at level 3.49 from scale 1 to 5. So it means that our digital literacy is still low, ladies and gentlemen. It means that the user of these individuals cannot use the social media promptly, or they still can spread the fake news easily. So that's why we probably oppose. Thank you.
Thank you for the first speaker of the opposition side of the House. And before we move on to the second speaker of the government side of the House, I would like to remind everyone for the POI session, POI time. Maybe you could have like limited your speaking time to maximum 30 seconds, so you don't take up as much time for the opposition team. So now move on to the second speaker of the government side of the House. The time is yours.
Thank you, Ms. Anis. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed judges and honorable opponents, today we gather to debate the crucial issues that shapes the very fabric of our society, whether social media platforms should be held accountable for the spread of the fake news. As the pro team, we firmly believe that social media platforms must be held responsible for the dissemination of the false information. In an age where social media has become the primary source of the news of millions, the spread of the fake news has devastating consequences. Misinformation can influence elections, incite violence, damage reputation, and undermine public trust in institutions. The rapid and unchecked spread of false information poses a significant threat to our democracy, public health, and social cohesion. Our argument in grounded in the following key point. For the first, public responsibility. by social media platforms are just natural conducts of information. They actively shape the content user see through algorithm design to maximize engagement. This algorithm often prioritize sensational and controversial content, which can include fake news. As an influential entities in the information ecosystem, they have a public responsibility to ensure the accuracy and integrity of the content that they promote. And then impact on democracy. Fake news can distort public perception and decision-making process, undermining democracy institution. When false information spread unchecked, it can influence voter behavior, eroded trust in electoral outcomes, and ultimately weaken the foundation of democracy. Holding social media platforms accountable can mitigate this risk and protect the democratic process. And then the public health and safety. The spread of the fake news during health crisis, such as COVID-19 pandemic, has demonstrated the potential of misinformation to cause a real-world harm. False claim about treatment, vaccine, and public health measures can endanger life and hinder effort to control the spread of disease. Social media platforms must take responsibility to prevent the dissemination of harmful health misinformation. And then the legal electrical accountability. Just as traditional media outlets are held accountable for the content they publish. Social media platforms should also be subject to regulation that ensure they do become conducts of harmful false information, ethical considerations, and potential for significant societal harm necessitate a framework where their platforms are accountable for their role in spreading of fake news. And then the technological capability. Yes, go ahead.
Right, you're mentioning that there are a lot of fake news that is around us, like for example, it affect our public election, it affected our public safety. It's also the legal, something that you mentioned, but we're still not clear whether you're mentioning the whys or not. We don't even we still don't get it. Why is actually these companies of the platform is actually responsible? Thank you.
In Instagram terms of business. Okay. Sorry, I give you some example from Instagram term use. They say we use all the information we have, including your information, to try to keep our platform secure. That's it. Any POI? That's enough. Okay, let me continue. And then the prevalence of fake news on social media. There is a rapid dissemination.
POI, please.
Okay. Go, POI.
Okay, could you give me the explanation and the example how the system or the regulation that the social media have to prevent and stop the spreading of the fake news in the society? Could you please give me the example and the description in status quo? Thank you.
My opinion has put some banning feature and blocking system in the social media. Okay, let me continue my speech. Detrimental impact on individuals, misinformation decision making, health risks and financial loss, and then another detrimental impact on individuals, psychological effect, fear and anxiety, polarization and hostility. And detrimental impact of the communities, eroding social trust, public safety threat, And then misinformation during crisis. And then the detrimental impact of the society at large, undermining democracy, economy disruption, and culture and social tension. So conclusion, as the pro team has completely argued for the necessity of the holding social media platform accountable for the spread of the fake news. The pervasive nature of fake news on this platform poses a significant threat to individuals, communities, and the fabric of our democracy society. By holding social media platforms accountable, we can create a safer, more informed, and more resilient society. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you so much for the second speaker of the side of the house. Now it's the time for the second speaker of the opposition side of the house. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. Am I audible for everyone?
Audible.
Okay, thank you for the government. So before I'm going into my opinion from opposition, I would like to rebut the second speaker's opinion about the public social media platform has the responsibility to filter all of the fake information or fake news. Just like this, I give an analogy. I mean, in this democracy, we live in democracy country, so free of speech is one of the important point of that. So I give you some analogy in Edo era in Japan. It's a transition era between feudal era to modern era. In feudal era, everybody could bring sword to everywhere to guarantee their safety, because most of them on that era are not enough civilized. But as time goes by, Japanese government is getting up and making it better. So in the modern era, people are not allowed anymore to bring sword, because they educate their people to realize that it's not relevant anymore to this time. So that's why we believe that to rely the responsibility to a social media platform is not relevant for us. So I continue to my point is we believe that individual responsibility is more important to refilter or to restrict the spread of the fake news. Why? Because we Indonesian people, as the we are in the fourth place, the highest number of internet and social media user. We have millions user in social media platform, and I believe that all of us know that Indonesian people is one of the people who marked as uncivilized or rude netizen in social media. That's why we believe that we have to educate. Government has the responsibility to educate our people in Indonesia. That's why we take a focus in educational institution. Why? Beside at the home, education institution has important role to create the profile and character of our young age people, youth. So we have to educate our people to how to verify or how to differ between fake news and actual news, which one is false, which one is true. So okay, go ahead for UPI. Not audible, sorry.
Apologies. Based on your opinion, you said that Indonesian netizen is not civilized enough currently, and the responsibility to civilize that going to the government. That's correct. Yes, we agree. But until the process from the uncivilized until the civilized phase, we need the filter initially. How we protect the users from the spreading of fake news if the user is not civilized enough. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, thank you for PI. So it's if we take the start point of how to avoid the spread of fake news, we believe that it starts from our people. Why? If we start from social media, we take an example from just like a country like China or North Korea. They start to filter their social media platform, and we believe that it has some tendencies to become a tyranny country because if you rely the filter on social media, there would be a main interest, and absolutely, as a democracy country, we live in democracy country. It could violate our free of speech. It could violate our freedom as people who live in democracy country. Okay, I continue, and then I would like to elaborate the point of why educational institution has the important role in filter the fake news spreading. First is digital literary education. Digital literary education is really important. Why? Because our people, especially the youth, has to understand well how to use the social media platform wisely. So that's why they could differ and they could distinguish which one is right, which one is wrong. And then the second point is a critical thinking skill. Yes, no, thank you, stand by. And critical thinking skill. As a people of developing country, we know each other that our critical thinking skill is still low. So we have to stimulate how the people can thinking critical, and it starts from our educational institution, because our educational institution has the important role to create the profile and character of our youth that can be the future of our country. Okay, go ahead, your PI. Go ahead.
Okay, I would still like to ask you, so you still believe that we do not need to censor and filter everything to the user that not civilized enough. So the spreading of fake news is still held accountable for the user, not the platform.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll do it gradually, just like the analogy I have given at the first place. In Japan, in Edo era to modern era, instead of taking the knight sword, they use the education to educate their people, to educate their youth that bringing sword to everywhere is not relevant anymore. They educate their people to realize that the era has been changed. So we believe that the start from the individual responsible, start from our society first, is more important than we have to rely the responsibility to social media to filter the content or filter the fake news spreading out of our society. Thank you. Okay, it's enough.
Okay, thank you for the second speaker of the opposition side of the House. And let's move on to the third speaker of the government side of the House. Time is yours.
Good morning, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Muhammad Rasid Rahman, the Honorable Miss Hanis, judges, and the viewers. I'm here speaking as the chair speaker on the behalf of my team DPC Palangkaraya. First, let's go back to what discussed. The topic for our debate is that social media should be held accountable for spreading fake news. The first negative speaker is telling us that why social media has to filter the spreading of fake news. And the second speaker state that China is censoring the social media. It's different since China is controlling whole social platform, not the owner of the social platform itself. For example, the USA, Instagram, TikTok, they are having difficulties because they are being integrated by the government, just like China. In Indonesia, social platform has a freedom of speech. We believe that social platform act as government and user act as citizen. There, you can see government need to rule the citizen. Nevertheless, government as the provider need to control the citizen in a good way, not being dictator. The citizen may speak about anything, but anything doesn't mean always good or positive. So we need a rule or filter to control that. That's just the initial. And we believe that human naturally is social person. Therefore, freedom of speech is needed. Nevertheless, every speech or every word need to be controlled not only in real life, however, in social platform. We won't stopping you to innovate or to be creative, yet we make positive platform. Therefore, everything need a rule. We hopes that it can prevent misleading or fake information. We never ban any freedom speech in our social platform. You may use all your opinion. Therefore, initially, we'll filter which one is good or bad with the expertise of the degree. Yes, go ahead for PI.
You said that you're controlling the social media platform through filtering or such things that you mentioned, like filtering things. But you're not even clear acting like as a government here to mention how can you filter those kind of thing, the step-by-step things. Yeah, please elaborate that kind of things.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Haryono, for your PI. I'm going to make myself clear. Social media is a provider, proven by term of use. You see, when you are going to use social media, you're gonna have to read the term of use. And for example, like my colleague said, they should provide accuracy information based on the term of use. You see from here, user already acknowledge before they use the social platform. So the social platform is giving the rule to the user. And like I said, we never ban any freedom speech or social. Yeah, go ahead, PI.
Thank you for the time. Your first statement, you said that the platform as the thing that provide the social media and also the regulator, someone that give the regulation for the user, right? The platform itself giving the rules or the regulation for the user. But you felt, the difference. There's the difference before for the regulator and the unit that provide the service, and also the platform media originated not come from our country, so there'll be differences like the culture from for example, maybe in the originate nation they have this thing that normalized, and in our country it's not normalized, so there'll be the differences. So the one that should be give regulation, not the platform but the government itself. Thank you.
I definitely agree with you, Mr. But if you do not agree, why would you use it from the first time? Do not use it. Don't use the social media. Because the second speaker state that China, the government control the social platform. It's different from Indonesian culture. In Indonesia, the government is not controlling the social platform. It's the platform itself. And I would like to give the reason why we have to control. You see, human or us basically is an egoistically person. So everything need to be controlled. Hence, the fake news or the misleading information need to be controlled. And so it is clear that the unchecked spread of fake news on social media platform has far-reaching negative consequences. To protect public health, preserve democracy, and ensure corporate responsibility, maintaining economic stability, and foster social trust. It is imperative that we hold this platform accountable. Policymakers must take decisive action to implement regulations that require social media companies to actively monitor, identify, and prevent the dissemination of fake news. Through a combination of technological solutions, transparent practice, and ethical commitment, social media platforms can become allies in the fight against misinformation rather than conduits for its spread. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for the third speaker of the government side of the House and for the conclusion of their arguments. And then now we're moving to the third speaker of the opposition side of the House. The time is yours,
Am I audible?
sir.
Okay, thank you for the time, the honorable adjudicators, the honorable the moderator, and also the honorable our opposite team. Our today's motion is the House believes that social media platforms should be held accountable for the spread of the fake news. Before I go to my team statement, I would like to give some rebuttal for the opposite team. Sorry. The first, second, and third speakers already give us the example of the threat, the dangers of spreading news. They also give some excellent explanation and also example of the fake news. We agree with that, but they fail to explain why, give us the reason why social media platforms should be the one that responsible to stopping or prevent the spread of fake news. When we talking about the social media platform, it's not only the social media platform company itself that have the beneficial from that, but all the users, every individual, even the government and all our other entities get the beneficial of the social media. Why we should put the blame, why we should put the burden all to the social media platform itself. They failed to explain to us that because and then the House also said that the platform should give some regulation or the thing that will prevent the spreading of the fake news. But once again, they didn't give us the real explanation, the real example how a social media platform in real life, in status quo, have a successful way to prevent the spreading of the fake news in the society. And again, we already have this kind of social media for over the decades, and we've been fighting the spread of the fake news since then. And until now, we still can find all the fake news all around the world, all around the society, even though many countries already give the policy to stop the spreading of the fake news. But once again, there's no social media platform that can prevent, or even though you said they should have a system to identify the fake news, but in real life, in status quo today, there are still a lot of fake news, and it keeps spreading. So we should not just trust or give the responsibility to the social media platform itself. Everyone, every individual, and every entity should be responsible, should take the part to stop and prevent the spreading of the fake news. And also, the House also said that a social media platform should be the regulator, the one that gives the laws or the regulation to stop the spreading of the fake news. As I said before, as my point, the one that should be a regulator will be the government, not the social media platform. Why? Because social media platform only a provider. They give us the service. They give us the ease to use the social media platform. The one that should be a regulator would be the government. Okay, let's go.
Basically, you said that social media is the provider. That's correct. That's our point of view. And in the terms of use, before we use the social media, they state by themselves. You could read it on Instagram terms of use that we use all the information we have, including your information, to try to keep our platform secure, which is they should have. They have the accountability and responsibility to censor and filter everything circulating over their platform. Thank you.
Yes, it's correct. Every social media, not only social media, but other things that provide us the service have the term and condition. But in here, they have to follow the regulator itself in the country. Let's say in Twitter itself, in their originator country, in West country, especially in America, they are allowed to post the pornography. But in Indonesia, pornography is a criminal. But so you would allow the pornography to be spread in Twitter? Of course, no. You have to follow the rule, the regulation that apply in the country. In this case, it's Indonesia. So the one that should be give the regulation itself should be the government. That's why I go to my statement. Before my team already said, all entities should be take part to stop and prevent the spread of the fake news. My first speakers already explain about how individual, and my second already explain about how educational institution, and I will explain how the government should take part to stop and prevent, thank you, the spread of the fake news. Why? Because we trust the government to maintaining public order and protect our security. We have the right to get a safety. We have the right to only get fact or the real news. And then the regulation also have the authority to give the regulation. Okay, go ahead, POI.
Yes, sir. Before you said that government should handle the safety of the social platforms, right? In here, can you prove that if government control the social media, there will be no misleading information? Can you
Okay,
prove
thank
that?
you. I get your point. I will go to my next explanation. I'll give you the example. In Finland, in 2019, Finland already fight against the misinformation and fake news. And Finland give the first rank in media literacy index. They successfully fight the misinformation. How they fight the misinformation spreading? They use the regulatory framework. They establish and enforce regulatory include penalties for whoever that's spreading the fake news. And the second one, they spreading the public awareness campaign. They promote the media literacy and put them in school regulation. And the last one, they support fact-checking initiative. They create an organization and community to counter every misinformation spread on the society. I think that's all my point. And once again, we disagree about today's motion. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the arguments from the third speaker of the opposition side of the House. Now it's time for the reply speech. And for the reply speaker of the opposition side of the House, the time is yours.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we know that today's motion is about a proposal motion. A proposal motion is something that is need to be proposed by the government team on the other side. But ladies and gentlemen, they even fail at the first time because they don't even give us something that they propose as this motions debate. Ladies and gentlemen, we already mentioned that. What we compete here is actually who actually can provide the why it is the responsible of the social media companies itself, or is there any other entities that is responsible for those kind of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And then I would like to clarify that the first, second, and third speaker of our opposition team already given you three things, which is the one who responds the one who responsible of this kind of spread of fake news is the first individual, of course, this individual itself, because they act like as distributor, so they need to be the one responsible. Second one, my second speaker already told you that it is also the the educational institutions, the one who is responsible, because the educational itself, the one who make those kind of people in knowing the digital literacy. And then the third speaker is also mentioning you is also mentioned you that the government is also acting as the one who responsible of this kind of spread news with those kind of reason, ladies and gentlemen. What we consider about this about them is actually their first speaker said that system on its social media needs to be improved, like filtering or banning the fake news, something some kind of like that. But they don't even acting like government, ladies and gentlemen. They don't even like like I've mentioned it before, they false at the first time because they don't even mention how the way they filter those kind of things, how the way they should act like as a government to make sure that these kind of social media companies is the one who responsible. And the second speaker also give second speaker of the government team also said that a lot of examples of the fake news, whatever they said, and then again, but we still don't get what is actually they as the proposition as the government team do about what is actually why we don't even get, like I said, why is it the one who responsible is the companies itself. And then the third speaker, the things that funny from this third speaker is that he said if the individual, as our first speaker said, that the one who is responsible is the one who actually spread the fake news, then don't use social media. It is even it's even not that kind of, what is it, logic things to be considered. Why? Because they also said the speaker that said meaning that our it's different like China, Indonesia in terms of free of speech. They said that Indonesia is having a democracy, we are free of speech, we're different like China, but they suggest us to not use social media if the individual itself is the one responsible. So it means like there's no relevance between the one who use it and then the one who they said A, but they also say B. So whether they consider about their government or not, we don't even know that, ladies and gentlemen. And then what we are going to assure you that we have cleared to you that we're not even talking that the one who is responsible for this kind of spread of fake news is that social media companies itself, like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and those kind of stuff. But there are three things that also responsible with those kind of reasons that we have given you, ladies and gentlemen, like individuals, educational institution, also government, also responsible for it, for those kind of reasons that we have given you the wise. So that's why we should go to the semifinal. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the closing for the reply speaker of the opposition side of the House. Now we move on to the reply speaker for from the government side of the House. The time is yours.
Okay, responding to the reply speaker from the opposition team, you said that we are contradictive by saying that we should encourage the free of speech and etc., but we should have the banning and blocking feature on the social media. You said that by speaker number 2 that said Indonesian citizens it's still uncivilized, and yet you're not putting some rules for them to interact over the social media. In this means you allow someone to spread over fake news based on their uncivilized things you mentioned before. So you agree that everyone should talk about everything without censor on social media? No, we still believe that social media still hold accountable. And no, we don't say that as a permanent solution. No, it's not. It's not a permanent solution. It's just a temporary solution until, like the speaker number 3, you use Finland as the example, that they could enhance their digital literacy without any banning. Yes, that's correct, because the background of the citizen on that country is already educated, already civilized, proved by the degree they had, proved by the educational degree they had. Yes, but we talk in Indonesia in this case, like the speaker number 2, that still bit uncivilized, still bit, little bit, little bit, yeah, little bit, how should I say, a little bit ancient, I guess. And you let them to interact on social media without any boundary? No, 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 no. That's big no, no, for us at least. Why? we still believe that yeah, social media could be a great platform to us to communicate, to share everything on that. But we have to realize that not everything shared on them is good thing. So social media should help accountable. And by saying social media should help accountable is not leaving the responsibility to the social media itself. No, the user still hold accountable for it too. But knowing that the citizen in Indonesia that use the social media is not civilized enough, like the speaker number two, we still have to have some safety net for that to prevent the unlawful interaction, to prevent sometimes violence and sometimes bullying. We could use the banning and blocking, even filtering the content by the social media itself. And I'd like to ask you to think together that just imagine if the social media doesn't help the accountable for spreading fake news and spreading chaos. We already see that on the COVID-19 case. Everything circulating over them is just the chaos, costing on lives, ladies and gentlemen. So we still believe that to some degree, social media could and should help accountable for everything circulating over them. They are the service provider. We agree to their terms of use. So we should provide it by them, by accuracy, by the real news, by the truth circulating over them. I guess that's the conclusion from our team. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for both of the teams that have built the arguments very well and have made this match very intriguing today. And before we request the adjudicators to decide on which team will be declared as the winner, let's first hear their feedback on the performance of our debate today. And I'm welcoming our honorable adjudicators. First, Ms. Umi, the time is yours.
So much for the chance, Miss Hanis. Am I audible?
Yes, very clear, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed debaters from both Palangkaraya and Makassar. Thank you for an engaging and thought-provoking debate. On the motion, this House believes that social media platforms should be held accountable for the spread of fake news. Yeah, both teams presented compelling arguments and displayed commendable debating skills. I would like to provide feedback on the performance on each team before the announcing result will be given by Miss Moderator. So as your adjudicators, our primary responsibility, me and also Miss Lily, is to assess the argument presented by both of the government and opposition teams, and we will be evaluating the content, style, and strategy of each speech, paying close attention on how well each team support their argument and supported each other, how they argued their opponents, and present their case persuasively and coherently. So the first one is for the Prime Minister from Palangkaraya. You started the debate strongly by clearly defining the terms and framing the issue on your side, and your argument that social media platforms have more social responsibility to prevent the spread of fake news was well articulated. You provided relevant example and excellent manner to carry your claims, which added weight to your argument. And I really want to give applause on the manner that given by the first speaker of Palangkaraya, because you have no intention or a gesture on kind of personal attack or any kind that insulting on other opponent. your argument was bring politely and close to the heart of audience. And for the leader of the opposition, the first speaker from the opposition team, your speech was a strong counter to the government's argument. You provided a solid alternative perspective. So you redefined because you believe that the first speaker from the government team didn't mention correctly the social media definition. So you give it to the audience and you provided a solid alternative perspective by highlighting the challenges and potential downside of holding social media platform accountable, such as the digital literacy percentage. And back to the Deputy Prime Minister, second speaker of Palangkaraya, you effectively built the foundation laid by the Prime Minister from Palangkaraya. You emphasize on the misinformation you believe in was compelling by the opposition team, and the Euro battles address the opposition's point systematically and in a really quiet emotion, not in really high tones, but you can manage your intonation, although some of them could have been more detailed and supported by credible resources. And then for the second speaker of the opposition team from Makassar, you effectively expanded on the leader of the opposition's point and introduced new arguments about the role of user responsibility and potential for the government of reach. Your rebuttals were sharp and directly addressed to the government's main point, although more empirical evidence could have strengthened your case, not only by saying the place where the example taken, but the time to support it, to be precise. And for the government whip, the third speaker from the Palangkaraya, your summary was concise and converted the key point raised by your team. You did well in reinforcing your team's argument, addressing the opposition's counterpoint. However, there was an opportunity to delve deeper into the mechanism of how social media platforms can implement accountability measures, but yeah, unluckily, you spent 5 minutes itself in rebuttals. So sad on that point. And then for opposition with the third speaker from the opposition team, Makassar, your summary was comprehensive and well organized. You successfully emphasized the importance of balancing accountability with freedom and expression, and also you also make sure that there is no difference in a definition between you and Palangkaraya about what is the colonialism or what they are mentioned about the country that actually China is different with Indonesia. And you successfully emphasized that. However, some of your rebuttals could have been more precise in targeting the government's key argument. Good thing that you are focused on completing your case first before accepting DPS, because most of the speakers here are too attached to the POI. But the first point for the third speaker of Makassar, he able to manage his time well, that he would like to finish his case first before accepting the POIs. So that's a good point. And for reply speaker, both teams gave us an impactful statement to believe on their side. Each side showcased impressive skills in different aspects of debating. So keep honing on your techniques and building on your strength. Remember, debating is as much about engaging and persuading your audience as it is about delivering your argument. Overall, both teams demonstrated excellent debating skills and provided valuable insights into a critical issue for our time. So great job and best luck in your future debates. Thank you all for your participation, and I wish you the best luck in the future debates. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Umi, for the feedback. And now we move on to Mrs. Lily. The time is yours.
Thank you, moderator, and also Umi, already given assessment to the participant. Yes, I can feel the excitement, the courage, the confidence, and also the intent of this debate. Give a round of applause for all the participants. Yeah, I'm proud of you, both of team. But anyway, I will still give feedback. Even though Umi already gave a lot of feedback, and I think I have in the same page with Umi. I've already written my feedback, but I don't want to. It's no need to repeat again. So I will add some point that maybe benefit for you to improve your debate in the next time. Okay. For the government, it's already you already present the define of topic, but make sure that your definition is clear, so then the opposition will not give a question, because you only give the definition about the fake news, but you didn't mention about what is the media platforms you want to talk about or you want to debate about. And then for the government, please outline briefly what each speaker in their team will talk about. So if you are the first speaker, and then you will mention the task of second speaker and the third speaker. In the contra side, it's very good because the statement is give the opening impact to audience. You in the firstly you accept what the government said about the definition. It's very good, and then the discussion is flow smoothly because both of them can make their time in time, and also the flow of debates also in good, because you can connect your argument from the first argument and the second argument still connected and comprehends. And then for the use of language, both of sides use the appropriate language. They use the formal language, and but make sure for the government side not to take bahasa in your debate. Try to find how to find words to define what do you mean. And then the delivery, I love all the pace, intonation, volume, and pitch arguments. Also, eye contact both of the participants. All of you are doing very great for this side, for this part. And then in the closing, both of you give a powerful closing for the government and also for the opposition. So opposition said that not the House believe that social media. The House believe that the social media not only the House believe that the social media platform should not be only one held accountable for the spread of fake news, because there is individual responsibility, educational institution, and also government. And the government still believe that the social media platform should be the held accountable for spread of fake news. It's a very good debate for this afternoon. You are doing very great, everyone, and thank you. Congratulations. Hopefully you will improve and be a better debater in the next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Lily.
Thank you, Ms. Lee, for giving us the feedback. Thank you all the adjudicators for taking time to give us the insightful and constructive feedback for us to do better in the next encounter.
One more, may I add?
Sure, please.
Yeah. It's so lovely that the opposition can beside speak with data example, and also can make analogical approach to explain their arguments. It's very good.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank
Lee.
you, Ms. Lily.
All right, then for the adjudicators, you may leave this room. and move to the breakout room for the decision. And to all the participants, please stay in this room for approximately 10 minutes to wait for the results of today's match. And it's now the time for picking up the best comments on YouTube live streaming. For my host, could you please share the screen and we will pick up the best comment. And the winner will get a door prize from us. All right, we already got the winner here. There are two winners, Kiki Linggulu. 2 and 3, we eat papaya, let's go Palangkaraya. All right, cool. And another one is from Mari Belajar Room. Totally agree with this opinion. Company is responsible, but we are as the user is the one who are most responsible for that. Fire, 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 fire. All right, for those of you who are the winner for this best comment, please contact our committee, Mrs. Arlina, with the number below after this match. And ladies and gentlemen, we will be waiting for the announcement of the winner for this debate competition for today's match. And let's hear some music before the announcement.
Apa?
All right, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Is
Bye.
here already? For DPC Makassar and DPC Palangkaraya, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Miss Anis.
Yeah, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed participants and respected judges. Thank you for all your patience. And after careful deliberation and consideration of the argument presented by both sides, our adjudicators have reached their decision. And now I'm pleased to announce first of all, I would like to give you all the score. For the winning team, they got 85.5 in score, and the runner-up, they got 80.6 at score. And I would like to announce that the winner of today's debate with the score of 85.5 is belong to the cons team, which is DPC Makassar. Congratulations to
Congratulations.
their team for their outstanding performance, and the arguments were so compelling and well articulated. And to our runners-up, we appreciate so much all of your efforts, the hard work you have put in, and you have demonstrated very well talent and have much to be proud of. So let's give a round of applause to us all, the debaters and all the judges.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And also, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this accelerating debate competition to a close, I would like to extend my gratitude to all those who have contributed to making today a resounding success. And to our esteemed adjudicators, thank you for the invaluable insight. And thank you for providing the participant and us the constructive feedback and learning experience today. And all the participants, thank you for the work passion, the eloquence. Your eloquence have been truly inspiring. You have engaged in the thought-provoking discussion and demonstrated a debating skill, a very well debating skill. And also to the committee, thank you so much for the effort, for the planning and the tireless efforts behind the scene, your commitment to ensuring the smooth of the execution of this debate competition has not gone unnoticed. And we appreciate all the hard work you have put in. Finally, to our wonderful audience, the YouTube live streaming, thank you for the enthusiasm and the support. Thank you for engaging with us. Your presence and engagement have created an encouraging atmosphere for our debaters and making this event all the more special. And today, I would like to say thank you once again to everyone involved. We look forward to seeing you at the future events. And for the winners today, see you for tomorrow's debate match. But before we close this event, please turn on the camera first because we would have a photo session.
Lulusan. After tomorrow.
Okay, everyone is on cam right now. Okay, cool. All right. I would like to count to 3 and then we say cheers. 3, 2, 1. Cheers. Thank you. Another shot, please. Okay, I will count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. See you on the next debate match. I apologize for the mistakes I've been made today. Thank you so much for having me and good luck.